happened. So I've realized that most of us are investing in relationships that we are, which is a very, very important thing. We need to invest. We need to, put something in our relationship, put something in our union so that at least we can have something better, But now the problem is this: how do you invest with your partner? This lady had invested a lot of her time, stayed in this relationship, tried to make it work, and by good luck or bad luck, she contributed 100% in building their house or their home. And now the problem comes here where you are building your house in a man's land. I want you to understand my point here, because this is what I'm going to talk about tonight, and this is where the security is coming from. San, thank you so much for that flower there, Sandra. You see, what is going to secure you and your future is understanding how to invest. The other time I talked about loaning your spouses, loaning your boyfriend, giving a loan to your husband, giving a loan to your wife, giving a loan to your girlfriend, giving a loan to your boyfriend. And I said that this is the worst thing that you can do for yourself in terms of financial gains. Because most of the people trust the people they are in relationships so much that they can do anything for them. The problem is this: when you are loaning your husband or your wife, you are loaning a person you are in love with, a person you cannot take to court, a person you cannot take to police, a person you cannot push to the wall to return your money. Now, that's aside. How do you invest in a relationship to secure your future when you are in the same relationship? Imagine a lady who got a job, worked so hard, saved money, got married, and then the husband, because maybe the husband is not working, she's the one who's working, the husband tells her that, you see, this is the piece of land that I was given by my family, we can build our home here. And then you build your house in his land, in their home. I want you to understand that point so well. And this is more so to the African community, because most of the Africans like me, you know so well that we always build our homes in the lands that our families have given to us. Even though that norm is trying to fade, people are buying land elsewhere. You're going to buy land maybe in a capital city or at a certain place, and then you build your home. But I'm talking about getting married to a man who hasn't built his home. And this is what I always talk about here. People must do their part. Getting married to a man who hasn't built a home is wasting your time, because he is not ready. He is not ready for that marriage. In my community, in a Luo community, you can never get married unless you have a house. Even though nowadays people just do it, people just don't care, they just do it, whatever they like. But the culture says that for you to get married, you've got to have a house. It is like a rite of passage. So, getting married to a man who hasn't built his own home is a waste of time, is getting to somebody who is not ready for that marriage. So listen, this lady worked so hard and helped his husband to build a house in the husband's land, in the husband's home place. Then, after some time, the husband decides to divorce her. Who owns that home? Who owns the house? Can we know how to invest safely? Molly Kaunya is telling me that she is the one who owns the home. How are you going to own a house in a man's home and the man has divorced you? You've got to take your things and go back to your home. Go back to your mother's place, go back to your father's place, or maybe go somewhere else. The husband convinced you, you used your money to build a house in his land, in his home. It's not even his land. It is in his home. You know, if a husband convinces you to build a house in a land he bought, maybe in a city somewhere or in a certain place where his family is not there, a land that he did not acquire from his family. All right? It is easier to claim that house because you can claim it. They can say that what is going to happen, it's 50-50. You have to sell the house plus the land, and then the husband can go buy a land elsewhere. But how are you going to tell your husband to sell their land, their family land, so that you can get back the money you used to build your home? There is no alternative when it comes to this. The only alternative is to teach you to invest safely. It is a right. You have a right. It is okay to build your home. It is okay to build a house that you are supposed to use or to stay with your husband. But where are you building this house? What is the percentage contribution of your husband? You see, I started by saying that in today's world, it is so difficult. It is so different from the world we had before. Divorce is everywhere. Today, people get married after 3 months, they're divorced. Previously, divorce was so difficult. It was a shame. People, you know, a man could not divorce a wife. A wife could not divorce a man. It was a shame. It was something that was not in the vocabulary of couples. For a divorce to happen, I don't know what could have been. You know, men used to marry 2, 3, 4, 5 wives, but the wives will just stay. Sometimes they don't stay peacefully, but they will just stay with this man. Sometimes at the homes they had peace and they stayed there, 3, 4, 5 wives. But today, even without a man marrying another wife, just something small, you just quarrel over food, quarrel over bed sheets, quarrel over maybe a child, quarrel over a tea. People get divorced. So divorce is everywhere in today's generation. It is just a vocabulary in everyone's tongue. So the thing is, before you start investing in a relationship, investing with your partner, you've got to ask yourself, are you sure? Whatever you're putting your money in, when the time comes when you need your money back, are you able to get it? This is the first security that you have to put in your mind. You see, it is not right to teach people that you have to expect that it can happen. But this is the reality. We are running away from this reality. We are running away from the reality that yes, not every relationship, gets to the last point, or maybe gets to the expected point or areas that we want. You can be in a relationship for 50 years, and then after 50 years, your husband or your wife just decides that, you know what, I'm sick and tired of this relationship, I'm leaving. The question you have to ask yourself, every kind of investment that you did or you're putting in your relationship, how safe is it? And listen to me, safety of investment, don't just look at the material investment. Look at your heart. Molika Unya is saying, Johngora, 50 years, where am I going? Molly, I've seen people divorcing after 50 years. I've seen people divorcing. Sometimes shit happen. After 50 years, then this man decides that he's going to marry a second wife. Some of you will not wait to see a second wife, a young 27-year-old, maybe a girl same age of your firstborn or maybe lastborn coming to your home to be your co-wife. You will not wait. Even after 50 years, you will decide to divorce. So the thing is, it is not about divorce, but it is about the security that you have in a relationship. Because I've been talking to this girl I started by telling you that today I was just having a chat with a little girl who did invest her time, her money, build her home, build a house for herself and her husband. And then after finishing all this, the husband decided to divorce her and went for another woman. So the problem is she built the house in the man's home. So it is so difficult to get back the house or to get back the money, to claim back the money. The only thing that they can do is maybe to go and pull down the house. But what do you gain? What do you gain by going and destroying this house? Security is very much important, and this is the first thing that you can do. If you're a woman and you feel like, my husband is not so much capable to build as a permanent house and we are supposed to have one, before you build that house, buy a land. No one is going to teach you this, but I will teach you this. Before you build that permanent house, go and buy a land, because your husband is not capable of building a permanent house, but you are the one who's working and you can afford it. The first thing that you have to do is to tell your husband that I appreciate that your family gave you a piece of land, but the thing is, we cannot build our home here. If I am supposed to build our home, I'll have to first of all acquire a piece of land. Once you get a piece of land, you can start from there. Build your home, build the house, make sure that the title deed of that land is in your name. Very important. You see, I'm not saying that this is, but I am a man. I'm a man and I'm advising women here. I am a man. I've seen. I'm a coach. People talk to me. Women come crying. You know what? I invested this. We started this poultry farming. We started this. But all this is in their home. But now I've been divorced. How do I do? Where do I start? Then you ask a woman a simple question. Do you have receipts that shows that you are the one who bought the chicken? Do you have a receipt that shows that you are the one who was buying the materials that have been used to construct this thing? Then the woman tells you that no, he's the one who used to buy everything. So even the receipts, whose name appears in the receipts, it is his. So what will show that you used to give him money? That I used to send him money. So we don't know. Just by presenting to court that you sent somebody money doesn't necessarily, prove to court that you are sending him money to start this business. Like, for example, we people who live outside, when you are sending money home, every time they are putting it that it's for family upkeep. Sometimes I'm sending money to pay for my piece of land that I'm paying slowly at home. But the receipt writes that you're paying for a what? You're sending money home for family upkeep. So if you're a woman and you're sending money home, the receipt shows that it's family upkeep. Yet on the phone call, you made and you told your husband that go and pay the remaining amount of the land we are buying together. The title deed of that land, the name is in your husband's, or your husband's name is what appears in the title deed. But you are the one who has been sending money to pay for that land. When things go haywire, when things go left and right, how will you prove to the court that you were the provider of this land? I'm advising women and I'm advising men as well. But today is more so on the women's side, because women are suffering. Things like land, houses, even family car. Sometimes you want to buy a family car. Women pretend that, I don't know, that is, we leave for him to go and do it. I don't know how to buy a car. I don't know which brand of car is right. Let me tell you, before you get that car home, make sure if part of your money is in that car. We are in a different world, my people. We are not in the past. We are in a different world. We are in the 21st, we are going to 22nd century. If at all you are participating in buying anything, a property in your home, be part of signatory. Let your signature be there. If there are books that names must be kept in, your name has to appear there, because you will never know. You don't know about the future. Right now, like